What's up, you guys? Welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. Happy Monday! Woo! Ladies, how was your weekend?
Wow.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah, I was caught
Been a
up
weekend.
in the back to school hustle and bustle.
I know it.
And them kids took me out. I'm drained.
Ooh.
Oh, you actually have kids that's going back to school. I be pretending. I'm pretending. My baby going back to daycare, but she had a whole
Right,
back
that's
to school
optional.
outfit. Yeah, but she had a whole back to school outfit because we're gonna be included in the way.
Right.
Every time.
No, that's so
Okay.
cute. Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of back to school, it's officially that time of year. It's back to school. As time progresses, it seems things are changing quite drastically. For example, some school districts are cracking down on dress code regulations. And Alabama High School introduces a pretty strict dress code. Here's what some of the students cannot wear. So basically, they can't wear tights, hoodies. What are some other things? Headbands, bonnets, Crocs, pajama pants. Pajama pants were kind of already on it, but I think
Right.
with the jeans, they can't have holes above their knees and things like that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
No, that sound about right.
You think
Really?
so? A hoodie though? That's like
What about the
basically-
athletes that wear like swish and things like that? Like most of the
Yeah.
time, the
Wear
high
what?
schoolers have the
Oh, the
swish. Yeah, like they have actual like outfits for the athletes, and most of the time it comes with hoodies and jackets and things
Yeah.
like that. So
They
that's
could
kind
do.
of
They could do a windbreaker. No hoodie.
no hoodie. That's
I really don't.
crazy.
I think that everything that you just listed is absolutely fine. Headbands kind of crazy, but
What about the athletes?
Yeah.
But why no to
Man.
the hoodies?
the hoodies, I just feel like it doesn't get like you're going to school, dressed like it, but dressed for success. You cannot walk into an office job with no hoodie on. Let's be real; they're actually preparing our kids for success.
So I'm
I think
assuming
that's
you
what it
probably
is.
also agree with the no bubble sandals and no Crocs.
What is a bubble sandal?
Like those tennis, it looks
Like the fake
tennis
Yeezy.
clothes.
Yes, you
slides.
need to be wearing tennis shoes. You need to wear clothes.
So we gotta go to school business casual.
Absolutely,
Tanaya?
yes. My baby
Okay,
gonna be
what
dressed.
if-
That's
that's-
expensive.
What about the kids that are overweight that can't actually fit shoes and be comfortable, that wear Crocs on a daily basis? How do you set that regulation for
Yeah.
those kids? It's almost unfair.
No,
because how are
they-
they comfortable in class? They're gonna
Just
stuff
get-
their stuff their foot in an uncomfortable shoe for 8 hours
But
to be
a
in
Croc
school.
is not the standard for comfort. You need to find a comfortable tennis shoe.
What if they can't afford it, but they can afford a Croc?
Crocs aren't cheap, baby.
But no,
Well, the
but
fake one.
Crocs are multifaceted because it operates as a
sport
slide and then it has sport mode, so it's like a sneaker.
It's not like
Hello.
a sneaker.
You gotta run the lunch?
It's just
Okay.
like with your arms back. It's not a sneaker.
Right,
It's
Mr.
a
Bell?
Jesus sandal. That's sport mode. A sneaker is because if you were to go in a puddle, your toes wet, your socks wet, and then it's just a Croc is not a school shoe. My mom taught me you have school clothes
Yeah.
and going out clothes and home clothes. I don't think a Croc, a flip flop, a tennis bubble shoe, any of those
Tennis bubble
things.
shoe.
Everybody
wild.
can't afford sneakers,
Yeah,
though.
that's my take on that. There are so
Walmart
many
got
students.
sneakers.
Yeah, there are so many students who can't afford, to
Right.
be able to dress, business casual.
Every day.
Yeah, every single day.
Please.
A hoodie is something you can kind of throw on. You can wear multiple times throughout the week. So, there's
If a child is
that.
having a
hoodie
bad
is
day or a
more-
bad hair day, they have to get dressed up every single day.
No,
as if they're
you
going
need
to work.
I'm not gonna lie, that plays into a lot of people's mental health. You don't have the feeling of the uglies. Your hair not done, your clothes looking raggedy, and you feel down, and you're
Anytime
playing
I break
into
a
some-
nail,
Absolutely,
I get the ugly.
So I feel that when you force these children to get up, get dressed, get prepared to go to school, they're more prepared to sit down and do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like right now maybe this situation with the principal is getting a lot of backlash. And I don't know if I feel like it's because he's a black principal, because these are a lot of things that even in my high school were already implemented.
Yeah.
We didn't have the, Crocs wasn't a big thing or the tennis bubble shoes at that time, but our dress codes were very strict. And I feel like even though the hoodies were a bit much for me, revamping the dress code is essential at this point, because what I have been seeing these kids going back to
Okay.
school in, baby, there isn't any difference between adult clothing and kid clothing right now. And I don't know, I'm not trying to blame social media for everything, but I feel like when
It's
you
social
look,
media's
these kids are watching social media. The boys are watching grown men, the girls are watching grown women, and they are literally looking at this stuff, saving all of these pictures, and now, mama, I want this lace wig for ninth grade.
It's like the lines are
crazy.
getting blurred.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
Absolutely.
line of demarcation, like adult and teenager, it's for sure getting
Club
blurred.
in school.
Right, yeah, because like I think I was like, driving home from work and it was a school zone and I saw a few girls in crop tops and I was like, I could never wear crop tops in school. When did they when were they allowed to do that, So
And it's not even
there's
a
that.
crop top, it's a sports bra. Because it's so short. Like, I remember when a crop top used to be like this big.
Yeah.
But now it's like so high that some of their breasts are like literally sucking it back, like the little tail of shirt that they have left, sucking it back up. And it's literally looking like you have a sports bra on.
Yeah.
Everything is out. And then you wearing the sports bra and the shorts.
Yeah.
And these kids now, they're hiring photographers and
Makeup
renting
artists.
cars
They are.
for the first day of school. So
Wild.
true story. I love my niece. She is a great kid, so fashion forward. But she went so far as to hit up one of her mom's like exes because he has like a McLaren.
Yeah.
So she hit up the ex, asked him to take her to school on the first day. She coordinated her whole outfit. She looked super cute. I did her hair. But
So you contributed to the
Right. You got the frontal.
I didn't know. No. She just got a flip over. She want to be Jada Wayland.
Okay.
Yeah, so she
Oh,
has
the new
but the
method.
flip over it looks very kid friendly.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
looked
yeah.
like a kid. The skirt was a little too short, but anyways, but she orchestrated this whole thing to like hit up her mom's ex and have him take her to school and stop at the gas station. And she did a whole photo shoot. And I'm looking at her picture. Her picture was going like viral in the kitty, social
In the
media
kitty world,
community.
yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not ready. But for me and mine, baby.
No, that's wild for sure. And I know like we've all been seeing like, the posts. Everybody's been
The
posting photos and
videos.
things like that. Yeah, the videos. I've only been seeing what parents have been posting. I don't follow a lot of teenagers
kids,
other than
yeah.
my family and things like that.
Yeah.
But some of their back to school outfits are pretty like the trends now. The girls, I'm
Yeah.
speaking. The girls, the trends are crazy. Like I'm just like
It's outlandish.
look at this.
Since
Like
when-
that's
wait,
cute.
that's cute.
That's
No.
cute.
Cute.
But
This is cute.
Since when do we have a purse with a book bag?
Cute.
And then also, why do we have two
See, there's
purses?
the crop
'Cause they're
top
not even
again.
backpacks.
Ooh.
No.
My
No.
mom would snatch my hair back through that door if
Yeah.
I were to leave a house in basically a sports bra.
But you
My
know what's-
father would do it for me.
What's so scary is when we attempted to even push the envelope, and our pushing the envelope was nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just trying to get something a little bit shorter than the
Right.
Bermuda shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, legit, we wasn't even doing much. And we were sneaking this stuff into
Our backpack.
These kids walking out the door, their mama taking the pictures.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
And
Because they're
posting
young
it.
moms
Look, my
too.
baby.
Yeah, that's true. They
You
are
know,
young
a lot of
moms.
them are young moms. I don't know. Like for me, like I feel like yes, a dress code absolutely because like some of that was just unacceptable. Like the crop tops. Like I wear crop tops like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the brown
You're
ones
also a
with the
grown
jeans.
woman.
Yeah, I wear things like that. Right. Okay. So, but the like mini skirts are a lot because when I was in high school, like we did like the fingertip length
All of us.
rule. You
Yeah.
know, like it can't be like too far above your knee. Like we did that, and even sometimes like I know I was pushing it sometimes.
Yeah.
But I have really long arms, so it's like
I do
That's
too.
me too.
yeah,
I see, like, that's
it
not fair.
varies. You know what I'm saying? Like it varies. But I do feel like that. But I don't agree with like the hoodies. I don't agree with like people being comfortable going to school. It's school.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not a job.
We-
It's school. It's literally school. As long as they're
no.
doing their schoolwork and they're making good grades and they're passing, I don't feel like it should be like that important now.
Honestly,
Now.
let's be real.
For the hoodies.
Let's
And
be
and
real.
the
Yeah,
and
for
the
the
and the
hoodies.
comfort clothes. I don't feel like that's that important. But for the super sexual like clothes, like the super tight clothing or like you know,
Even,
a
like,
lot of
sagging,
kids,
yeah.
like a lot of younger women, these younger girls these days are a little bit more developed now. So you know, like too much, like, you know, chest showing is a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they have younger teachers now too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the little skirts, no.
Have you guys
know what
come
I'm
across
saying?
any boys who have like dressed a little inappropriate with the trends now? I feel like boys now, with
to
what
go
they've
so
been
far.
wearing, yeah, they've been wearing super baggy clothes. I feel like boys are now going back to the 90s, or they're dressing like, you know, like the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like boys
Oh.
aren't really pushing the envelope like
Yeah,
girls.
the
are.
boys
they
are wearing
can't do
crop tops
nothing.
now. Yeah.
Right, boys are wearing crop tops, and
But I
sometimes
don't hate the sense of
Yeah, I-
fashion
I'm
though.
not-
Me either.
Yeah, I don't
as
hate
long
it
as it's
either.
appropriate, I don't hate the sense of fashion because
Yeah.
I do feel like fashion is a way to express yourself also.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it. I think the guys look pretty good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these rules are for sure gearing more towards girls. So
For
there
sure.
is a little
And wasn't he a
double
man
standard.
principal too?
Yeah.
Don't
Maybe-
do
maybe-
it.
maybe-
Don't do
Maybe
it.
he
No,
just
no.
don't want to see it because, you know, like he's a grown man, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he's trying to protect them, but also like you have to still give kids like the freedom to express who they are.
Yeah.
No, because I'm
Not with sleazy clothes at high
Yeah,
school.
I-
No,
Absolutely
no,
not.
I'm saying appropriately.
Yeah.
And I still agree. The kids that are wearing the hoodies, the bonnets, the sleek clothes, those are not the kids that are getting the good grades. Let's
I
be
can't
real.
say that, but you know what? I feel like with the hoodies, honestly,
I used to wear a hoodie.
and
Me
just
too.
like
I was
Judy
on the
was
basketball
saying-
Red
team.
bonnet,
No.
sleek clothes.
No.
I'm not talking about you, baby.
No, just like Junie was saying though, the hoodie is like comfort clothing, but not only that, it is a lot of kids don't have an extensive wardrobe.
Yeah.
So what I noticed with the hoodie is they'll wear that hoodie the whole school year.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
they don't care.
Exactly, and it's
Yeah.
an outerwear, so you don't notice that they don't
Don't
have
got
any
nothing
clothes.
under,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah. So
Well, you guys, we do have to take a short break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching POV. Welcome back. And if you're just not tuning in, today's topic is about back to school. Now, while we are wishing all the students a successful year, unfortunately, many students drop out of high school every year. Studies have shown that high school dropout rates in the United States have decreased from 7% to 5.3%. But in states like California, New York, Texas, and many states in the South still have the highest dropout rates. So what do we think is the reason for students dropping out of high school?
It could vary from anything,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, it could be just because they just don't want to go. Like they just making their own decisions and they just don't want to go. Or nowadays you just got people becoming famous overnight, so they feel like they could just carry their entire life on TikTok.
It always be TikTok, man.
That TikTok algorithm is really out of control.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of reasons. I feel like also because children are seeing less value in furthering their education. So they kind of feel like, hey, I'm not going to go to college anyway. What's the point? I don't need most of this information.
Yeah.
I also think it is bullying. So supposedly 10% of, children in the United States that drop out are due to bullying. And then I believe it's 1 in 3 children drop out because of mental health issues. And it's so crazy, even though I think it kind of like coincides. But, when you are bullied or if you're having mental health issues, a lot of times the school system isn't as equipped as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, when we were younger, they had a lot more resources for the kids. So, like, even, like, speech therapy and things like that. And now, as they've continued over these years to make so many budget cuts, they don't have the resources for the kids, and the kids don't feel safe. So their alternative is, hey, what am I going here for? I'm not protected. They're not helping me. I might as well stay home.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think the year that I graduated was kind of like the year where a majority of the budget cuts happened. Like, because I had told a friend, like, oh, we couldn't take home textbooks. We had to share when we got to school and stuff. Yeah, like, so there were for sure lots of budget cuts. They cut like a lot of the sports and things like that. But I could also see where they cut a lot of resources, But I do think a large portion of dropouts do come from also like poverty. There's so many students who don't have access to food or even like water, or like not water, but like their water could be off at home or something like that. And, unless they like, have a teacher friend that can allow them to take a shower in the locker room. I went to an underprivileged high school, a high school in the hood, and a lot of students were kind of in that boat. But if you don't have that person to lean on or a resource or, someone to help you out, you're going to drop out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
you
there's
might
also
feel like
those
it's better in the streets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's also those people who or those students who have to take care of their family.
Have to
and
work.
and they have to work and they just have to band-aid what's going on right then and there. So they have to pretty much drop everything that they're doing to give them time to be able to work, and feed their family. So I feel like that's an unfortunate reason, but that's one of them.
Yeah, a lot of kids dropping out, and it's not that they're not seeing let's be honest, middle school, elementary, middle school, and high school is not furthering your education. Furthering is going to college, and that's truly optional, but these are basic necessities that needs to be completed.
Absolutely.
So, and then I know that our grandparents may not have graduated, or you hear that more common with our grandparents. But to say that for kids now, we're not the kids now are not very resourceful like our grandparents were.
Right.
They're not as
In what
much.
way?
I feel like our grandparents' generation
We used to walk the rivers.
Be miles and scrubbing clothes
Climb
and scrubbing
mountains.
pots in the mountains to carry it back down to their house and had to walk 8 miles a day. That's the story I got.
Right. Well, I got the same
Times have
story.
I got the
changed.
same story.
Right.
Look at us. We're at the table of
Right.
so that's trauma right there. You hear that story every morning before you go to school, so you got to be grateful. But I feel like the kids now in this generation don't have to go through that. We're not telling our kids these
Thank
stories.
God they don't have to walk.
And it's a blessing.
But through the river and
why
wash
do they
clothes and things
feel
like that?
if they were doing that back then, I just want to stay home and be on social media and I can make it?
Because they're making money on social media.
Yeah, but that's for now. That's social media. They were just about to shut down the whole platform that these people are becoming overnight famous on.
Yeah.
So now what?
Right.
Yeah.
You have nothing to back yourself out. And honestly, now certain jobs are not even taking a GED. You're stopping at the start of the line.
Yeah.
Certain jobs are no longer taking GED. They're taking not even bachelor's degree. They're taking masters and doctorates for a basic job. The economy is getting worse. So now cost of living is more expensive. So you're not even allowing yourself to put yourself in the race to make a good living for yourself or your family. So at this point, it's like, what is your logic here? And it's not to say I want to be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs at least finish high school. To then, we're making the decision of college. Now that's where we're starting. But you're saying you're not even wanting to go to middle school?
I think, yeah, I feel you. I think you're more so speaking on the people who are dropping out just because, for sure. Like, not because they have like a mental, health issue or bullying. Because I absolutely agree with that. Some kids are dropping out because, they have discovered TikTok and they're probably making a couple of dollars because of their RPMs, or like, they've discovered Instagram and they're making some money, or they probably have dropped a little mixtape on Spotify and they made a couple of dollars and they feel like, they're a superstar now, So, but you're absolutely right. High school is like the basic necessity that you kind of need, you know what I mean? So, I agree with that.
I think also thinking back to, older generations where, they were more prone to having to take on the responsibility of helping their families out at the time where families were having so many children as well. But I feel like, even thinking about my grandparents and, all the people that I know that have dropped out of school, the information that they got, whether they went up sometimes 3rd grade, 5th grade, 8th grade, like my grandmother, didn't finish school, but she remembers everything that she was taught. Like literally the other day, my grandmother's 80 years old, and I called her because my son had Spanish 1 last year, and he could not remember how to say my name is in Spanish, right? So I'm like, bro, I can prove a point. Like, I'm going to call grandma, and she's going to, she broke it down. Ella esto nosotros. I mean, she was laying it out. And I'm like, this lady is 80 years old and learned this in the 6th grade and did not finish school. And I think that always going back to technology, social media, but, this generation, all of these, the way we look at the phones and, how it draws our attention, it's frying our brain literally. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have the mental capacity to even retain the information that we're being introduced to. So that is where it's getting scarier with, children. Thank God, the percentage or the rates are decreasing a little bit. But, even though it's decreasing, there's still kids that, may not be dropping out, but they're graduating until they're 26, and it's high school.
Or they're like struggling because they're looking up to other people and thinking they'll be an overnight sensation. There's actually an example that we have, Lil Wayne. He was still in school when he kind of, had his kickstart to fame. But take a look at this clip.
It was my mom's idea.
To quit school?
Yeah, I had an album out. I was platinum already, thank God. She saw me getting ready for school one day, and she saw me putting my gun in my backpack. So it wasn't 2 minutes later, she walked back to my room and said, "You don't go to school no more. You're getting a GED." And I was like, okay.
She was worried about your safety.
Yeah, she was like, if that's the way you gotta go to school, you on TV right now. She was like, tell baby and them, you get you your GED. And so I went and got a GED and I went to college.
POV, we do not condone bringing weapons to school.
At all.
Okay? I don't know why he was doing that. I mean,
No, we know why.
we know why for sure. But but in Lil Wayne's situation, he dropped out because he, got
Fear
famous.
for his safety.
Yeah.
Fear for his safety too. He was also
Well, that's
a
why he
known
brought the
gang
gun,
member,
but
so.
he dropped out, right? Yeah, his main reasoning, because he wouldn't have dropped out if he didn't get like famous. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
so I see that a lot with celebrities, like young celebrities.
I feel like another reason why like females kind of drop out of school too around high school is because they get pregnant,
Yeah.
or they have to, then take care of their own family that they start to build.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that goes back to how much resources have changed. I remember when I was younger, and we always heard about schools like, I can't remember what it was called, but I think it started with a D, where young moms could go and then they would have the baby there, and they have all these resources and programs, that help them to, further themselves in society after being like a teen mom or something like that. But I really don't hear about that kind of stuff anymore.
me neither.
Yeah, but I just wanted to
No,
say,
we hear about teen moms.
we need the old Wayne back, because what he at?
Right.
I just want to say that.
Right.
I was wondering. I mean, when I saw him, I almost didn't recognize him. He just, I want the
he had
old
all his
Wayne
hair.
back. He had all his hair. His skin was nice and clear. He wasn't swollen. Like
He wasn't swollen is wild.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. You're so right about those resources, because even now I feel like, you know how we always talk about how the world is becoming so much more sensitive. So I also feel like teachers nowadays don't even want to risk helping out because they don't want to be perceived in a certain way. Because
Yeah.
the teachers back in our, like, at least back in our day, like, I'm saying this like we're like old, but the teachers
But they
back in
used to
our
be
day,
helpful.
like, yeah, they used to be helpful. Like, they used to, like, you would hear
Have
teachers
personal
saying, like, oh, this
relationships.
teacher, yeah, they used to let me in the morning to take a shower real quick, or like, you know, this teacher,
Because
you know,
now it could be used as blackmail.
I was
Right.
about to say, now these kids gonna
You
send
know,
you to jail.
right? Okay, they will send you to jail over a text message just being
because they want to drop a TikTok
way.
video and go viral, maybe.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'm not
trying to say
gonna
like
lie.
a teacher or a guidance counselor was trying to hit on them or something, and it could just be taken way out of context.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. We keep talking about these kids in middle school and high school. What happened to the fear of having this level of fear with your parent that if you don't go to school, I'm gonna be
Right.
in trouble at home?
They're young parents. They in the club.
Right.
The club is not from 12 to 3.
No, the parents are in the club.
That's what I'm saying. Where are they during
They're
the day? They
sleeping
don't got
when
no
it's
job.
time to wake that baby up to go to school.
Oh my
Well,
God.
nonetheless, the dropout rates have decreased, so thank goodness for that. Stay in school, okay? But you guys, we are running out of time. We are running out of time. Catch us back here tomorrow here at Afro TV. Bye.